Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Royal Trap. In the last part, we had met this shadowy figure.
Before I can speak, a figure barrels out of the bedroom, and it is not Oscar. Intruder!
Slice and dice, oh man.
At once, my daggers are in my hands.
I think we got our first battle on our hands.
I didn't know we had battles.
I'm not sure if we do anything though.
The strange man attacks with a powerful overhead strike, a move generally useful only for splitting melons. Even caught off guard, I have more than enough time to brace and catch his stroke on my blades. My angle is not good enough to push him back more than a few steps, but by that point, I can assume a better stance. He comes at me again, testing my reflexes. One move of his longsword towards my eye and then circling down to slice at my feet, both times easily brushed aside. Then for my middle, and this time I catch the blade again, twisting to hold his sword up and away with the hilt of the dagger in my right hand, while I push in and slash at his hands with the one in my left. He jerks back, clearly fearful of any injury to his hands, and leaves himself open. I pursue, spinning as I move to hide my precise target. With one move, I can drive a dagger backwards and up into his heart.
Oh man, whoever this is doesn't want to ruin their pretty little hand.
But no, he ran further than I expected, and I catch only the air. I turn my head to find my target behind me and to the side, again making a wild overhead swing. Too late to turn, I dive for the floor and roll to come up facing the correct direction. His sword slices through empty air and into the floor, scarring the wood. He's overbalanced. Driving in my heels, I grab the plush edge of the embroidered rug beneath him and yank.
What a fight. It's quite dirty.
My assailant stumbles, falling back against the heavy marble fireplace while I climb to my feet. Looks like that impact left a bruise, though nowhere near enough to put him out of the fight. He has reach and strength, but not so much skill, I think. Time to take the offensive.
I'm trying to remember, what was that line that Garrus had in Mass Effect 2?
I had reach and she had flexibility.
Ah, yes.
Right?
The famous line.
I know, I thought of it as well as soon as I saw reach.
Oh man.
I bare my teeth and snarl. What is she, a dog? Then leap forward, tapping his sword at full speed with first one dagger, then the other, getting him used to the pattern of parrying. When the moment comes, I trap his sword between my blades and give it a wrench that would have sent it flying from the hand of an untrained man. This one retains his grip, but for the moment, his weapon is neutralized. I force him up against the wall, too close for him to bring a sword to bear, and look up into the eyes of my enemy.
Yeah, we were fighting in the dark the whole time, so I guess we couldn't see who it was.
It is Prince Callum!
Oh no! What a twist!
By the blue sky, what do you think you're doing?
Just because it's him doesn't mean we're all friendly now, but okay. I mean, the music tends to make me think that we're now relaxed. Testing you. Oh, really?
I could have killed you. He smirks at me and casually eases his sword from my control.
I don't think so.
A prince should have the best tutors and more skill in sword fighting than the clumsy attacks he demonstrated on me. That is true.
Oh, burned.
Of course, he is one of many, a neglected younger son, as he said.
Neglected in many ways. No training.
Why are you here?
I require your aid. Well, that's a funny way to ask for it.
You want to get my help by breaking into my room and attacking me?
And by the way, where's Oscar in all this?
I don't know.
I need to be sure you would not freeze in a crisis. I need a pair of hands I can rely on, not another burden.
For what? He shrugs me aside and takes a few long strides away before turning back to answer over his shoulder.
A task that calls for the sort of woman who climbs out of windows and slips locks, and who draws a blade at a moment's notice.
You want me to spy for you. And you think you can trust me for that? You don't know me. You must have servants of your own.
I need someone with no connections. That means you, Valois of Osendoir. You are going to do exactly as I tell you, for two reasons. One, because I need your help to rescue my sister. And two... Oh, snap.
There's Oscar. He pulls open the inner door, revealing a factor that I should have considered earlier.
Because if you don't, I'll slit your master's throat.
Oscar!
Oh no. And ending to the chapter, oh wow.
Drowning my heart's panicked cry, I force myself to examine the situation in detail. Oscar's eyes are wide over the silken gag, probably stray hose. I don't see any signs of further injury or struggle. Callum's actions must have taken him completely by surprise. How could either of us have guessed the prince was a madman? Think. Stall for time. Think. You can't possibly mean that.
You're already suspect. This bow.
He nudges very slightly with his blade and Oscar flinches.
Was the last one with my sister. And you have been creeping about like a spider.
Ew.
If I kill you both and claim self-defense, do you think anyone will have questions? Well, yeah, about where your sister is still, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's still a big question.
That'd still be a big question, especially if, it's completely unrelated to us.
Mm-hmm. That presumes you can win.
Perhaps you could hold me off with your little stings, but too late for your livelihood here.
You're bluffing. You wouldn't dare murder a visiting prince, especially not like this, tied up, his blood all over your clothes. If I scream for the guards, you couldn't possibly have the time to clean up the evidence.
Clever. You are the one I need. I don't want his blood or any part of him. But if we can't make a deal, I will have to call for the guards and we'll see what happens.
What do you want from me?
Your oath. You serve me, without question, until Cassidy is safe, and no knife in my back.
And you expect me to cooperate when you're threatening my friend?
I need a partner I can trust, absolutely. And this is the only leverage I've got. I don't have time to argue. Your oath now.
There's really no choice to be made. I can't let him harm Oscar. Fine, I'll do what you want.
Formal oath.
He presses his bare palm to the edge of his sword just long enough to break the skin and then holds it out to me.
A blood pact?
That's gross.
Interesting.
A blood vow, that's what he wants? My hand and my blood match to his, my honor subject to his will. A privilege that until now has belonged to Oscar alone, and by that bond I can't refuse. Fighting down a feeling of panic at events moving beyond my power to control them, I remove my glove and scratch across my palm. Then, before Oscar's eyes, I place my hand in Callum's, skin to skin.
Ugh.
Gross. I offer you my service and obedience until the rescue of Princess Cassidy. Within limits. I won't murder for you, and I won't die for you. And if any harm comes to Oscar, the deal is off.
Pushy, aren't you? Yeah, how pushy, what demand she's making.
But he takes his sword away from Oscar's throat and in one motion, sheaths it. You said you wanted a partner. Partners speak up. If you don't mind, I'd like to take that thing off him now.
What thing? Oh, Oscar, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you can keep him under control.
My fingers are already moving to loosen the gag.
Blah! Maddie, what are you doing? You can't work with him. He's lost his head.
I glare at Oscar and hope that for once he'll read the message in my eyes. Don't provoke him. It's too late for arguments now. My oath is given and this is the situation we have, so we'd better make the best of it.
Yes, don't argue with the pouty prince.
If he's trying to save the princess, he is our ally. And staying close to Callum means being able to keep an eye on him. Not that I can explain that at the moment. Please, Oscar, trust me.
He's a knock-knee, double-crossing sneak. I liked him better with the muzzle.
I wave my hands through the air, gesturing the two of them apart. Both of you,
Oh
no
my.
biting.
What a situation. But, fine.
This day keeps building up more and more apologies that I owe him. Why do I have to apologize for that?
Well, he is a prince.
Oh, I guess. It's all worthwhile so long as he is safe and whole for me to apologize to. So, how are we supposed to rescue Cassidy? The whole castle's looking for her already. What do you know that they don't?
I have the ransom note. We bring the gold, they bring the princess. How do you know it's genuine? There was a lock of her hair. Oh no, they harmed a hair on her head.
Oh no! If you have a rendezvous point, why not take some guards and go fetch her?
You do what I say, without questions.
Right. He said he needed someone without connections.
Curious.
Perhaps he's afraid that any guard he relied on could be in the employ of the Duke and Duchess? It would be easy to arrange an accident during a hostage exchange. He is paranoid, but not completely without reason.
Interesting that they would give the note to him. What about his parents?
And how did he get it?
I don't know.
Oscar sighs and leans against the doorframe. He's looking a bit pale. This day has taken a heavy toll on him, both emotionally and physically.
And mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, we have work to do. Just you, Valois. He stays here.
Leave Oscar alone?
Should we talk to Oscar first?
We talked to him last time.
Yeah, but,
I guess we'll talk to him.
Okay. We'll talk to him real quick and see what happens.
May we have a minute first?
Maybe he'll be able to tell something about what's going on.
That's true. Callum looks back and forth between Oscar and myself. Either you trust me or you don't. I agreed to work with you. I need to talk to my friend.
Fine. I will wait, briefly.
He steps out the door, leaving me alone with Oscar. We look at each other, and the first words out of each of our mouths are exactly the same. Are you all right? You first.
Oh, I'm fine. He came in, said he wanted to talk, but he didn't say much. He asked where you were, and I didn't know what to tell him. I said I sent you to the kitchens for a snack. I don't think he believed that. He took my hand, and then all of a sudden he twisted up behind my back, tied me up, pushed me aside. It all happened so fast. Twice in one night. You must think I'm completely hopeless.
Kinda. Both times I wasn't with you. It's my fault, not yours. He pulls a long-nosed face.
I didn't know what was going on, and he'd stuffed me like a goose so I couldn't even squawk. He just waited.
What?
Then we heard the outer door open, and he drew his sword and went out there. I heard the fight, and I thought, I was afraid.
I'm fine.
He tried to kill you.
I've had rougher sparring matches. So have you.
Yeah, honestly, he's not even that good, apparently.
I'm not even scratched. Really, I'm fine.
He actually pulled the rug out from underneath him. What a fool.
I know.
He's a dangerous man. I don't like the thought of you alone with him. Oh.
I'm not going off with him like that.
He's forced you into things already. Oh, no.
What?
I don't think he's thinking about that right now, though.
His sister is missing. Reaching forward, he takes my hand and turns it over to display the mark of my unwilling oath.
Oh. What else will he make you do?
The reason I left in the first place was to rescue Cassidy. That's still the plan. He's got to lead. That's all.
That's all, folks. You don't have to do this. We could find someone else to turn to. Who else?
I
Kind of on our own out here, aren't we?
I gave him my word. As long as he doesn't try to force me to act outside honor, I don't intend to break it. It's better to make friends than enemies, right? He stands there looking at me, and his eyes are old and tired. I have to go.
Oh, poor Oscar's old before his years.
I know.
Come back safe.
I squeeze his hand in acknowledgement, and I make my exit.
Ooh.
Callum is waiting for me, leaning too casually against the wall beside the door.
Uh-oh, is he gonna make a proposition already? Look at his face. That smirk. Well, I don't know. I don't like the looks of him. But I guess we'll find out exactly what he wants in the next episode.
Okay.
Until then, take care, folks.
Bye.